My name is Wilson.
And I'm Billy.
We are potatoes passionate about movies and TV shows, from trending blockbusters to artsy indie cinemas. And this is Potato Couching. Welcome back, guys, to our podcast. I am joined by Billy again.
Hello.
My name is Wilson. In case you forgot who I am, you can always check my social medias at 𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪𝓽𝓪. I'm also promoting my own personal social medias. Okay, anyway, today we're going to be discussing about it's not really a new film because it came out like a couple months ago. This film is kind of a artsy family drama.
It's another movie about the spider.
There you go. It's called Black Widow. It came out in 2021. I think it's around July, around that time. Just to be warned, if you are interested to see the film, please stop listening and do yourself a favor to go watch it, because this is gonna be completely spoiler-filled all over the place.
It contains spoiler with the previous plot events in the other MCU movies.
Well, that one too, but some people just wants to enjoy the film as blind as possible, which I don't mind, even though it's a little weird if this is like your first film, which I actually know somebody who admits that this is like my first MCU film since Iron Man. It's like, oh, okay. But anyway, all right. So this Black Widow is directed by a fairly unknown director. Her name is Kate Shortland, who has been doing a lot of indie films before this. So technically, this is like her very, very first big budget production, written by Eric Pearson and starring, obviously, the famous and beautiful Scarlett Johansson, as beautiful as everybody here who's listening, because we need to give love and support to one another, same as the other actors who are involved here. Florence Pugh, who's in Midsummer, a really great cult film. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about it in the future. And then we have David Arbor, who's in Hellboy, the remake one. Not the original one. The original one is, you don't want to touch that because it's a masterpiece. And then Rachel Weisz and some other people that I'm too lazy to shout out, but we have to acknowledge that, despite the movie is good or bad, they put effort to it, and we appreciate it in some ways. Well, until we saw the film.
Oh boy.
So, Billy, what do you think about this film, Black Widow?
Where do I start, really? So honestly, I was really interested in the first two acts, right?
I
think it has.
I agree too.
Yeah, and you get actually to see an actual legit spy work here, not just like superheroing and all the crazy antics, but you get to see the what should we call them? The Romanoffs, I guess, as an undercover family in America, and then they steal. What did they steal again? What did they steal again? I can't remember.
Definitely not plutonium.
Whatever, right? And then and then they went back to Russia, and little Natasha and her Fox sister, Foss sister or whatever, like fake sister, right? Yelena, they got sent back to the Red Room where they are changed to Black Widows, and then from there on their adventure starts. And the movie starts in the middle between Civil War and Infinity War.
Yep.
Yeah. So because of her action in Civil War, she is being chased by practically all government in the world. And then, but in the meantime, how can you say no to adventure, huh? Even when you say no, adventure will still look for you anyway because of a little misunderstanding.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that little. It's a very, very big misunderstanding. Really, really big. Somewhat world destructive is an understanding, but sure.
And like Taskmaster, I was looking forward to Taskmaster because I've seen him in other piece of media, like for example the Spider-Man animated series. Pretty cool.
It's very weird that Taskmaster gets so many interpretations. I'm not talking about comic book. I'm talking about like games. Okay, now it's movies, and then also a little bit with like some uh animation, I would say. Because
Yeah.
let me more specifically, I want to dive into the game parts. So he appears in I think those what's this called, Marvel Superhero Omega. There's like this free game on Steam that you can download. Is it like some Marvel Superhero Fight or something? You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you?
Free mobile games, right?
No. There's an actual free Marvel game on Steam that you can download now, and Taskmaster is there. I think my favorite interpretation, at least in like visuals aspect, right? It's okay. I don't. I'm okay with this version in the film. It's fine, but the one I like the most is the one from the Avengers, Marvel Avengers, made by Square Enix. His design is freaking awesome, even though the game itself is there's some problems here and there. But that's the design. Yeah, whoever designed that, like hats off to that guy. Because man,
From my little understanding of his character, right? His character is practically a mercenary for the most part, right? He
yeah.
answers to nobody really until you actually pay him.
Oh, so she's basically Deathstroke.
Like that's the way I see him from my limited knowledge.
I mean, I'm not even familiar with that much either because
Yeah,
I'm
but like
sorry.
conceptually, it's cool, right? Someone who can copy your ability in a matter of seconds.
Yeah. Wait, I thought. Okay. At least in this film, like when they establish it, is like they just put in like a drive like in the back of his head, and then he just like studies it, or apparently like the digital data just sends to his brain.
Oh man,
How? I don't know how, but yeah.
I'm having the Matrix flashback right now. It's just check in all the information and like I know kung fu.
And this is like my third time watching it. Okay, and I kind of feel a little bit embarrassed to say that, but it is my third time. First time I watched it with you, right? Remember when I was back when I was still living close to you? Then the second time I went with some friends because one has a free ticket, so I'm like, okay, I'll go see Black Widow again. Why not? Then the third time is because I want to review this, so I have to recall everything that I need to. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, about like the Taskmaster thing, just getting the freaking drive, and like somebody has to stick to like a drive in the back of his head, and then he's able to just magically copy them. So I was thinking that, wait, but is he an android all this time? Okay, you know, but apparently it's not an android; it's a person. I'm like, what?
We'll get back to that later, but other than that, right? I think the action is like, it's alright. It's like on par with other MCU movie. I don't know. Am I desensitized with it?
I think because there's a lot of already very very good action films like what that has been launched off from Hollywood. From like John Wick. What else is a good example? Have you seen those? I want to say John Boyega. No. It's the other Boyega. Hang on.
Oh.
No. There's like this series of action films that was made with what's his name? I can't get in my head. I think he's like a B or C list actor. Okay, and then he stars in like a series of movies. It's kind of like Rocky, but yeah, the action scenes that they shot with him is actually really really well done. Okay, I'm gonna say this. So I got some few good things to say about this film. Surprisingly, I do have some stuff that I kind of like. The opening. Man, I actually wish that would be its own series because it looks like Marvel is starting to be, you know what, kids? Fuck you guys. we're gonna make the most R-rated, darkest, and most messed up Marvel in like film in general for like the family. Because why not? You know, remember like they do like this montage at the beginning.
Yeah,
Uh,
they did.
yeah. Like all these like girls lined up on like a wall, like hugging like their favorite toys. Like, oh fuck, oh no. And then I just double checked so like on my phone just to make sure like is this R-rated? Oh, never mind. No, it's not R-rated. Oh, okay. I think they're not gonna do that, are they?
Yes,
Okay.
that's right. To be completely honest, even though we already came in with the knowledge of what the movie is about based on the trailer, so we have a rough idea that it's set between Civil War and Infinity War. I kind of wish that it's not set at that time. I kind of wish that this is set even before the first Avengers. Heck, even before Iron Man 2.
It's like see, like your favorite hero, and then just seeing him like slowly becoming, like losing his humanity. Something something like Breaking Bad. If you have seen the series, you have seen AOT, right? It's like this really, crazy journey of an innocent man just having to deal with like a lot of shit that's like thrown at him, right? Yeah, I think like that's a really interesting character journey, but
And then forced to become a soldier, and then eventually they have to, come up with their own decision. I suppose that kind of storytelling has already been visited over and over by many franchises, but we'll be interested.
The thing is, we haven't seen it from Marvel yet. That's the thing. So I think if they actually do that, it's somehow also, I think, right. If they actually do that, right, for Black Widow, I think it'll give them more benefits than like losses. So in a way, maybe you might not have to pay Scarlett Johansson as much, right? You can somewhat hire a younger, lesser known actress and give her like the spotlight, and maybe get her to
Oh, but the thing is, Scarlett Jo is the face of Black Widow. Then they will get
that's that's
viewership.
that's when the marketing team comes in to play.
Now, if you put it that way, right, it makes me wonder: is it the reason they said the movie in that time frame between the other two movies that I talked about is because she looks too old, and then they can't be bothered to de-age her if she because she's the main character. Let's say if you want to make an origin story.
To be honest, Scarlett Johansson doesn't really look that old. Even her currently,
True, right? She looks young for her age. You can tell that she's definitely much older compared to her appearance in Iron Man 2.
yeah, I mean, like that's why I think it would be really bold, and I think it would benefit Marvel more if they actually just do an actual origin story, something like Boyhood, uh,
Yeah, I think the 12 years.
no, I mean, you don't have to take 12 years to make that, but in terms of you got like maybe two actresses to play the same character, one younger than the other one, instead of like this really wholesome story arc of the person becoming like a very idealistic hero. He becomes like this. Well, okay, the word's not idealistic. He's not a terrible person. He just has to deal with this stuff, and that's why she is a more mentally strong person. In that way, I think you can somewhat inspire people to to look up to her. I mean, just on the aspect of a really mentally strong female, right? To push with the female empowerment agenda. I think that one, I'm fine with that.
Of female empowerment, right? I do have a controversial idea. Um, I don't. I didn't expect the movie to be female empowerment. I just thought like it'll just be a cookie cutter superhero movie, right? It's not like Captain Marvel. I feel like that Captain Marvel, it's kind of marketed that way. But yeah, we have to talk about the Act 3 of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the thing though. At the start of the movie, it feels like, oh yeah, it's just a superhero movie where, like they make their bonding, with like with her fake family. and then rekindle her relationship. Okay, I can get that. I can get behind that. And then later on, sudden, right? Apparently, the bad guy is a big misogynist, and then gonna exploit the girl. Speaking of that, right? Here's a bit of funny story. When Wilson and I watched the movie for the first time in the cinema, there's this scene, right, where it's a baddie monologue. So what happened is that he gave him his evil spiel about his plan, and then he dropped this little gem. I think he said something like, "This world, I can control everything from the shadows because I have the resource that most not being used. Girls." It came out of nowhere, right? It's so gnarly that me and Wilson was just burst out laughing in the whole cinema while everyone else just stayed silent. Oh boy, I'm sure some people just rolling their eyes like, what the hell is wrong with this?
I remember we had watched the film together, like with two other people, and one of them his name is Loki.
Not the god of mischief.
He has a similar thought that we're thinking, but it's just the way he reacts is just a bit different. It's like, what is going on?
Even though the scene's supposed to be serious, right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
When a movie suddenly turns into female empowerment because it kind of feels cheap. Because I feel like if you want to make a female empowerment, like what you've been doing for the first two acts is good, where you put a strong female character such as 𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪, and then she such as Natasha, right? Her character, and she is anguishing over the fact that she can't have children anymore, but at the same time, she wants to have that familial bond, which is, that's fine. You're doing well, and can your baddie just not be like a Sunday morning cartoon, just like all the women.
Even the logic itself is also I remember after watching it, we actually have like a 30-minute discussion of wait, if like the whole world in the MCU was run by women, right? Like actual women that got this mustache twirling
name again. Yeah, the mustache twirling too.
Драков, I think his name is Драков. He grabs them and like recycles them. Just like I'm pretty sure there are some responsibilities like that you can only do as a man. And maybe I might sound a bit sexist, but
okay, I get it if you want to have a spy force, but why exclusively women? Aren't you limiting your option?
Usually, like when these people like got thrown onto the street, right? Some of them maybe are like have some deformities. I'm pretty sure, right? So okay, when these people like, let's say if they have like two genitalias, are they gonna yank out both the genitalias?
I think you're reading it too deeply, man.
I'm sorry. Okay, if you're under the age of 18, I'm sorry for you to hear this, but
like the thing, I'm just wondering, why can't you just recruit men as well? Like why do you limit your option? And they didn't give any explanation at all for women. Like sure, women may be better at infiltration, slightly better, but not for all position. And then what if like you need to impersonate the president, and the president happened to be a dude? You kill the president, and then like you have a girl disguising as a male president, I suppose. I don't know how that works. It's like I'm not saying any political agenda, and I'm sure like this is MCU we're talking about, where in terms of physical strength, male or female, I don't think it matters too much at all, because like you have bloody superpowers and shit. But I'm just talking from pragmatism and logistic.
Even the main Avengers are also mostly consisting of by males. Wouldn't that make more sense?
Kidnap and brainwash both.
I don't know. I think we went a little bit too deep on this one, but yeah, no, like that's just like one of the many frustrations that we have. It's still kind of very mediocre that like all of the bad aspects just pops up like very noticeably.
Yeah, and other than that, right, there's a bit of comedy too.
Don't get me started with the comedy, because I've already talked about that in the Spider-Man podcast. No.
But you
No,
gotta admit there are a few funny scenes, right? Although some of them are kind of reliant on either cringe factor.
I'll tell you this. There are some, like maybe like 3 or 4 that I actually genuinely laugh. Remember when the scene where they're like on the helicopter, Alexei is like, he tells one of the daughters to go to like Saint Petersburg, and then Yelena says, we don't have you for Saint Petersburg. It's okay. You guys will be able to make it, right?" And it's like, okay. And then it just cuts to like the helicopter just like falls down. Remember that one? Yeah. That comedy is good. That was good. Actually good. Because they don't rely on like it's like, okay, cue in like awkward moment, and then awkward reaction, and then comedy, you know? And that's just like what, 1% from like the whole comedy in the whole movie. So I actually did tell you that I kind of wish this film would go more on the comedic side, even though the subject matter is pretty much the opposite.
Yeah, make it more lighthearted because I feel like this movie is a bit confused what tone it's trying to go for. It's like it tries to go dark and edgy, and then like, let's backtrack on it a little bit, and then it tries to go for action, but like its actions is okay for the most part, and then it tries to go for female empowerment, but feels weak. And comedy, let's half-ass it.
Mm. All right, so let's jump into some trivias here. I got a few actually. I think most of us know that Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh.
She's great. She's great here. Like she's probably like the only thing that carries the movie.
Yeah, Yelena Belova. She's gonna star in a bunch of MCU properties like Hawkeye, which is now already streaming. That's because actually Kevin Feige and a bunch of Marvel execs are actually pretty impressed with her performance. So they're like, "Oh yeah, you're good, and you know what? You're gonna be the new Black Widow." Yeah. Remember, there's like this controversy with Scarlett Johansson and Marvel themselves. They have like a contract issue. So what happens is, okay, in case you guys didn't know, so Johansson's contract, okay, for this solo movie is independent from her original contract. So it's a completely new contract that she signed up for. Her salary supposedly is about $25 million, which she did get, but here's the catch. There's an additional $6 million bonus if the film worldwide gross above $900 million.
But they're really trying to go for the moon, huh?
they wanna be the next Spider-Man movie, you know? Get it?
Oh.
Wait, I want to see how much they earn.
They only earned 376 worldwide.
Oh my god! Really?
Yeah.
Oh my.
They just basically almost cover for their budget, including marketing. Although I don't know the actual math.
Oh, that's so painful. That's really painful, man. Oh. There's a lawsuit, right? The lawsuit is basically the latter stipulation became the subject of a lawsuit movie simultaneously on their streaming service Disney Plus. Yeah, this movie was simultaneously released on box office and Disney Plus. That's why it didn't make as much money. But even if it actually went as planned, I mean, even if it actually didn't release in this Disney Plus, I don't think it will actually reach 900 million anyway, right? So
Maybe you should do some data analytics, see how it goes.
No. I mean, like even if they don't plan to release it like at the same time with like streaming, I don't think it was gonna earn that like 900 million. Especially if since you mentioned like it's 370 something, it's like, oh no, I don't think it's gonna be that close. Also with the pandemic too. So yeah, thank you, COVID.
Yeah, because I think the movie doesn't matter much, isn't it? I'm pretty sure Black Widow is not the most popular character there is.
Oh, apparently now No Way Home, I checked again. It actually passed Black Panther. Ooh, that's crazy, yeah.
Because No Way Home is objectively a better movie compared to Black Panther.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Even though I have my own thoughts with that, but still, I still agree. Oh, here's a funny one. Chloe Zhao, right? Because she ended up making Eternals. She was actually first considered to direct this. It's like picking apples and oranges. You wanna pick a women empowerment film, or you wanna pick a film about diversity and unity, you know?
No idea what Eternal is about. I just literally watched a trailer a few minutes before the podcast recording started.
No. Are you interested to watch it now?
Nah, I'll pass.
Okay, yeah. Now Chloe Zhao is just crying her eyes out like in the corner because you don't want to see it. It's like, why don't you want to see my superhero movie about diversity and compassion?
Maybe I'll watch it, but only if I have nothing else to do.
Okay. Apparently, also there's here's the thing, right? In case if people don't know, apparently Black Widow is supposed to be one of the very first MCU because first thing is Scarlett Johansson, right, and Marvel has been working on like this project since like for about 10 years already. Okay, like way before it was like this particular film was officially announced. So pretty much it's supposed to be like the very first Marvel film, but that did happen. It becomes Iron Man instead.
You mean it's even older than Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, which is now officially part of MCU?
Technically, you're not wrong either because there is a guy called David Hayter. He actually wrote a script for Black Widow, and he was set to direct it in 2004. So that's also around the time of Spider-Man 2, when the character's film rights were still at Artisan Entertainment or Lionsgate. Oh boy, I don't know about David Hayter's track record, but I don't know. I have high doubts, but whatever. We'll just leave it. We'll just leave it there. Oh yeah, hey, do you want to know a weird couple trivia?
Go ahead.
You know the blind guy in No Way Home. You know there's a blind guy.
We all know who he is.
Yes, we all know who he is. So in the comics, okay, if you read comics, I don't read comics from Marvel, but yes, that's just me being biased. Daredevil and Black Widow were an official couple. Wow.
How does that work?
Because okay, in case this is the thing I know from the comics. Black Widow, she also got the super soldier serum. So she's just as powerful as Captain America. Probably better because she's much more agile than him. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Captain America then? Is it just his charisma and leadership? That's it? That's what makes him special?
Well, Captain America pretty much started as like World War II propaganda in the US. So yeah, and then because of that, the sales like are really crazy, and they're like, oh, we had to just kind of make him relevant, with the times and like stuff. So even though there are probably much better heroes around here.
Somehow.
What?
Let's make him immortal somehow. He never aged since
no.
No.
Let's make him a Nazi. Nazi.
Secret Wars, isn't it? Wait, hang on. Is it not Secret Wars? I can't remember.
No. The Captain America in the comics, he's an actual Nazi.
Yeah, that's after comic retcon though, I think. And then they retcon it back to a goodie.
yes. Because people were like, why? And you know what? Charlie Cox, right, who actually plays Daredevil in the Netflix series, he actually kind of wants a crossover with her. Oh boy! And knowing from the Netflix series, he sleeps with a lot of women. If this happens, I'm not surprised. If they can actually become a couple, it's possible.
And how will that work though? Because she's already dead. Hey, we're not endorsing necrophilia on this podcast.
No. They can. They can do the Gamora route where they can just take her younger self. Well, not too young. Not too young. That's a
or
no-no.
just pick her sister, I guess.
I think he really has a thing for like redheads, so
I mean, how can he
even
tell? He's blind.
yeah, you're right. Maybe the pigment of the color red has a certain scent. Maybe he can sense that. It's possible.
All the florist you I don't know how to pronounce the name. That all florists need to do just need to dye her hair, right? Done. Done deal.
Done.
Simple.
Here's a weird thing. There's a bunch of James Bond references in this film too. From the actress Rachel Weisz, okay, who plays the mother, well, the fake mother, but still, she's married to Daniel Craig. She used to be married actually. Christopher was a current James Bond now. Well, I don't know about the future, but at least for now he's James Bond. And
we should watch No Time to Die soon.
Yeah, I think we should. Moonraker. Okay, there's a Moonraker clip, right? There, a movie called Moonraker. It's a Bond film too. There's a Bond villain named Drax. He was played by Michael Lonsdale, who Daniel Craig himself has worked together with on the Steven Spielberg's movie Munich back in 2005. What else? One of the actors too in this film, Olga Kurylenko, also co-starred with Daniel Craig as the leading Bond girl in Quantum of Solace. It gets even weirder, huh? Weiss's character name is Melina, right? The Melina name is the first name of the lead Bond girl character in a 007 movie, For Your Eyes Only. And then also there's another Bond film called Thunderball, with Sean Connery. There's a fight scene with a Black Widow, who's just a henchman dressed as a widow wearing black.
Hang on. Are they hinting that James Bond is a part of MCU?
Oh no. Okay, if you remember like No Way Home, right? Like there's like this huge portal, like it's like opening like in the sky, and like all like these villains are like coming out. Mm-hmm. Remember that one? Yeah. I feel like I think one of them is actually James Bond.
No way! Wait, no, you're cheating with me, right?
Obviously,
you're cheating with me. Okay.
I'm kidding with you, but I mean, James Bond is not really a hero, is he? Because he's more of an assassin, right?
Well, I mean, he saved the Queen many times for kings, for queens and country.
I kind of feel bad for Daniel Craig because just dude. I think it's time for you to stop. It's time to give that to Henry Cavill or some younger person,
Heck yeah, Henry Cavill as James Bond. Now we're turning this podcast into a James Bond podcast.
James Bond podcast. All right, let's talk about Casino Royale.
We'll talk more about the lore and also the secret behind Ian Fleming.
We can also talk about like his books too. Okay, I think that's all we can say for this because yeah, it's a movie that was 10 years too late. I might as well just call it a Tomb Raider rip-off or something,
What, literally and metaphorically?
They actually have like a certain shot also, like Black Widow like pointing out like two pistols at like the camera, remember? Yeah. It's a great film though, if you want to have some background noise. So yeah, nothing special, boring, convoluted, makes me want to sleep. And even this review also kind of makes me want to sleep. But there's not much to talk about.
Nothing, huh? That back when we were talking about Dune, we actually talked about the movie.
Yeah.
Solely focus on the movies and the other two Dunes abnormalities, I should say.
Yeah. Remember about like expansive, world building, about the Spice Wars, character motivation.
Do you want to know Black Widow's little adventure? Like her, how long was it? Probably a 1 week little family adventure when she's just running from places to places. And then she just decide oh, you know what? I'm going to dye my hair later before I shop Infinity War.
I have some notes even here written down. I kind of wish this was a series instead of a movie, because I think you can do much more with this with this material than just like cramming everything into like 1 hour and a half.
I don't feel like it's rushed just because there's almost no good material at all.
Okay. I guess that's all we gotta say. Is there anything else you want to share, Billy Boy?
I mean, it's alright.
Okay. All right, guys. See you for the next episode. Bye.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm sleeping.
Well, you did a horrible job at it. Thank you for listening to Two Potatoes Rambling from whichever platform you're listening on. Make sure to subscribe or follow us for more updates. Have a good starty day.